Hello everybody. Well, I've plucked up enough courage to do a broadcast again, and I'll try and explain what has happened and positive outcomes, because that's what we're always looking for. At the moment, we are on day 10 since surgery. So I'm out at the moment on the terrace in front of our villa. I'm not really permitted to go up to the donkeys yet until my stitches are out, and they won't be out until day 14 because they were incredibly deep stitches, as you can imagine, through the muscle and so on. But I just wanted to catch up and say how incredibly touched I am by the wonderful wishes I've had from all over the world, and of course even more so by the good wishes I've had from Moroccans, which just continue to flow in. So thank you to all of you, and I really do appreciate it. Well, we have to look at what has happened as a bit of a game changer. I didn't imagine 2 weeks ago that I would be stuck, incapacitated like I am, and I would have worried enormously about the effect on the refuge. Well, the effect on the refuge is quite remarkable, because I was allowed to come home very early. The two boys, Simo and Ayoub, have dressed my wounds every day, and along with Bushra, who works here as well, have given me injections every day, and the anticoagulant injections have to be given straight into the stomach area, which isn't very pleasant. So I'm very grateful. And what I've learnt is how skilled they've become through their care of the donkeys over the years. The changing and the dressing of the wounds, they have such a gentle touch, and it has been done beautifully. I don't think anyone could have done it better. So a huge thank you to them, because in addition to caring for me, they've still had to run the refuge. You will see that there have been a few blips. We were taking a horse from Casablanca. It was on its way, supposedly, and then at the last minute, the owner wouldn't give it up. Negotiations there will be ongoing, and we'll have to see what happens. But of course, last night, we did post about 1:30 to 1 o'clock in the morning, arrived Zara from Ouarzazate. And let me tell you a little bit about that. Ouarzazate is high in the mountains, a long way from Marrakesh, and life outside the big cities can be quite tough in Morocco. There is still a lot of poverty. The work, the infrastructure isn't there, and in that particular area there are no hospitals, no vets, and if donkeys have been abandoned and left to suffer before, it's very much because people haven't had any facility or any access to care. But what has happened in this particular instance is there is a small association formed up there to care for the local population. And between them, they have negotiated with us, and they brought the donkey down. What they did was it was 1,200 dirhams to bring the donkey down, and they raised all bar 400 dirhams, and at this end we paid the remaining 400 dirhams. And that is remarkable, because these are local people who have very little, that they don't have the funds available that many people in first world countries have, and yet they came together to contribute to facilitate the donkey coming to us. And that is just a huge step forward. You'll have seen the video where they all rallied round to load the donkey, and their thanks once the donkey got here. And that's made me think long and hard about what we have done at Georgia. I've never been the sort of person, given my background, and I was a human rights lawyer, that did an awful lot of charitable work, because I always believed that the state should look after its own, and we should improve the functions of the state. So, of course, this is my first introduction to charitable work. But I realise from the Moroccans that I know, what they can't abide is people who come from, I'll call it the first world countries, although I hate the term, the Europeans or the Americans, people from Australia, New Zealand, and so on, going out to the villages and giving and saying, you know, we are going to help you. What they want is assistance to help themselves. And we have provided a facility whereby we can offer what hasn't been available in Morocco before in terms of long-term care for the working animal. But of course, it isn't all about just caring about donkeys. But what is absolute magic, and I want you to take this on board, a donkey is the most therapeutic animal. And through the donkeys, we have made so many links with local people that in turn have enhanced the facilities and our relationship and their ability to grow and develop. You will know from watching me, we employ people here. We don't take European volunteers because it's quite difficult, the work here. And it is just as costly to take a volunteer as to offer another person in the village employment. So we are bringing a breath of fresh air to the village as well. And I do believe that that's the way forward. This is very much a Moroccan project. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to post very soon, and I want you to understand why I'm posting it. It's a message that I read on Facebook from a Moroccan journalist, where she had posted about my illness, my accident here. And I'm not doing it so that I have the praise or you think what a good person I am. But she summed up beautifully as to why it has worked here. Because I didn't come with prejudices. I came and Charles and I opened our home to those in need. Initially, yes, it was the equines that were suffering, but it has opened so much more. So all of you who have supported us over our starter years and now, you have done far more than just save donkeys. I promise you, you have done so much more. And the lessons we are learning all the time are remarkable. I know now the pain the donkey goes through, and we are going to address that. My physiotherapist who comes in is going to show the men the massages, the exercises, the equipment she uses, so that in the future we have much of the equipment. We can actually shave a donkey's leg and treat it in very much the same way as I've been treated. There's very little between us at the end of the day. We're all God's creatures, whichever God you believe in or whatever your belief is. We're all on this planet together. And unless we value each other and work together, we are doomed. So again, thank you and speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now.